Hi friends and welcome to Mission Calling. In today's video, we are going to continue with our CTET Social Science series, and before I move on with discussing history with you all, I'd like to tell you a few points quickly. First of all, if you still haven't liked our Facebook page, I'd ask you to give it a quick thumbs up as I regularly post various updates related to the education world there. Next, if you still haven't checked out our video about free webinars and one about the free courses related to the teaching field, then you must not waste more time and check out the videos in our channel. Moving on, I'd like to remind that this series is not about analyzing topics in detail. It is a quick revision, a quick summary meant for the candidates who wish to appear for the CTET exam, Central Teacher Eligibility Test exam. I'll only tell you the important points, the points which are important from the exam point of view. So let's start. So the first chapter in history is what, where, how and when. Like you'll know, it begins from the ancient history, how and where life started, how it started in India and all that. You must remember the names of the rivers, mountains, etc. that are mentioned in the text in the form of a story. The text is written in a way as if it is speaking to a child who is in school. But you, when you're giving this exam, you must keep it in mind. Every point is important. So, like River Narmada, skilled gatherers. So some of the earliest people who were living were skilled gatherers. That is, they gathered their food, right? Next we have the Suleiman and Kirtar hills, which are in the northeast. About 8,000 years ago, people used to grow crops here. Then again, the next geographical location they are telling us is the Garo Hills. Where is the Garo Hills? It is to the northeast, and the Vindhyas is in the central India. So here we have a map. Quickly moving on. Next we have few lines about the river Indus and its tributaries. Some cities flourished on the banks of these rivers, and then we have some information about the state of Magadha. In ancient times, we know Magadha was a city. It was a town. It was located to the south of Ganga, and its rulers were very powerful. It emerged as one of the strongest states. Next, we have some information about the terms India and Bharat. Where did these terms come from? So the word India comes from Indus or Sindhu in Sanskrit. That is the river Indus. So the Iranians and the Greeks were familiar with the Indus, and it called the river as Hindus or the Indus. So from there, the name Indus, from there the name became India, and then the name Bharat. It was used by a group of people who lived in the northwest, were mentioned in the Rig Veda. So Rig Veda, as you know, is a very secret text of the Hindus, and there the name Bharat is mentioned. They can give you simple MCQs on this. Next, we come to a question that is often asked in the exam, that is about the palm leaf, the Latin word manu meaning hand. In which kind of leaf these scripts were written, these manuscripts were written. Here we have information about manuscripts. So manuscripts were written on palm leaves, on leaves of a tree called birch. Next, here we have some information about archaeologists. As you know, those who study about the past are called archaeologists. And here, as you know, whenever we study about history, whenever historians are finding about history, they refer to source. So how did they get to know about the past? So those materials are called source, and the archaeologists also look for bones of animals, birds, fish, etc. These details are given. It's very basic. And as you've seen, the name of the book is Our Past. We have Our Past 1 in class 6 and then 2 and 3 likewise. So do we have only one past or various kinds of past? For example, a person who lives in the village will have a different kind of past than a person who lives in a metro city. Next, we have these small full forms BC, AD. They can also ask you what is CE and what is BCE. So CE is Common Era and BCE is before Common Era. And lastly, we come to this box called Elsewhere. So friends, in each and every chapter of NCERT, you will in the history books, you will find this box called Elsewhere, which is given at the end of the chapter. Till few years ago, they never asked a question from this section. But if you see the question paper of the last time or the previous times, from the last 2 times, they have asked a question from this box. So you must not miss it and just give it a reading, whatever is given there. So in this box, in this chapter, we find a process called decipherment is given. So what is decipherment? Decipherment is a process by which scholars used to understand the language, right? And here an example is given that was found in Egypt. So elsewhere means at the same time, at the same point in history, suppose we're reading the history of India and what else was happening at that point of time in various other parts of the world. So here they have given a comparative study. So that is also important. And with that, I end this video. We will continue with this series soon, and see you in the next video. If you like this video, share the video with all your friends, and all the best for the CTET exam. I think it is not going to happen on the 5th of July. The dates may be postponed, but we should keep studying. See you in the next video.